She's a fat-ass, ugly bastard. In fact, madam, she's worse than you. She's a fat... You know the telephones, the texts, I can do them now. I can text them. And I text her this afternoon. I said, you're 59 years old, you're useless in bed, you fart like a bullock. And I thought I'd text and tell you that at this moment in time, I'm in the hotel bedroom with my 18-year-old secretary. I'm going to have a very steamy afternoon. Don't expect me home too early. Oh, I thought, take that, you smelly old bastard. Well, she just texted me back now. And she said, you're also 59 years old. And I thought I'd text and tell you that I'm also in a hotel bedroom with my 18-year-old toy boy. And as you know, 18 goes into 59, a lot more than 59 goes into 80. That is it. Don't wait up for me, floppy knob. But somebody said to me, they said, Jethro, he said, tell me the truth. Do you look at your wife's face when you're making love? I said, well, I did once, and she looked very, very angry. They said, why was that? I said, because she was up top of a ladder looking in the window. but she would no. She went to the doctor. She said, I want an examination. I haven't had sex with my husband for 8 years. He's Chinese, our doctor. He said, well, strip off. But he stripped her off and put her hand on her hands and knees on the floor. He said, you got the worst case of Zachary disease I've seen in many years. She said, what is Zachary disease? He said, it's when your ass and your face are Zachary the same. Let me tell you. Yeah. I've been in this week, I've been to a home for unusual people. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? And all the lovely, unusual people. We went in the first bedroom, and there's just a head. Nothing else. Just a head. I said, how are you, mate? He said, piss off, you fat bastard. As if I want to see an arsehole like you. Christ. I said, the doctor, he isn't in a very good mood. He said, I know, he's having all his teeth out today. And in the next bedroom is just an ear. Nothing else, just an ear. I said, how are you, mate? The doctor said, you'll have to speak up, he's deaf. But, my daughter said, she's 22, my daughter, she said, Dad, she said, my hands are cold. I said, well, stick them down your knickers. That's what young girls do. When your hands are cold, stick them down your knickers. She said, God, that's good. She said, I didn't know that. I said, oh, yes, you should know that. Well, next night she was out with a boyfriend. By God, he said, my hands are cold. She said, well, I've learned a new trick. Stick him down here. He said, Christ. He said, I'm getting there now. Well, next night he thought he'd take it a bit farther. My God, he said, my nose is cold. You bastards are in front of me now. She said, well, stick it down here. He said, Christ, that's good. He said, I'll take that a bit farther tomorrow night. My word, he said, you won't believe this, but he said, my penis is frozen stiff. She said, well, stick it down here. He said to me next day, she said, Dad, do you know anything about penises? I said, a little bit, why? She said, don't they make some mess when they thaw out? my wife, I was away with the boys on the piss for the weekend. Well, I got back last Sunday night, and she said, I haven't seen you for 3 days. She said, Christ knows what you've been up to. You've been drinking, and Christ knows what you've been doing, you dirty bastard, not me. She said, how would you like it if you never seen me for 3 days? Oh, I said, I'd bloody love it. Well, I never saw the Monday, and I never saw the Tuesday. But by the Wednesday evening, my left eye just opened up enough just to get a bloody glancer. I had a bad do back in there, and we was out shooting. And John Warwick fired a shotgun and hit me in the cock with his shotgun. But when I went for a piddle, he went everywhere, just like a watering can, it just pit everywhere. When I went to the doctor, I said I'd been shot with a shotgun in the cock. He said, and then when I piddle, it just go everywhere. He said, Christ. He said, let's see you piddle. Well, it just flew everywhere. He said, I'll ring my brother. He said he may be able to help. I said, he is a doctor. No, he said, he's a piccolo player. He'll show you where to put your fingers. In Tesco now, in Tesco's, they got a new machine. What you do is, you walk in and you put in the fiver, and then you put in a sample of your urine, and they'll tell you if you're medically anything wrong with you. It's pretty good, isn't it? Well, I went in and put the fiver in, and a little drop of piss, and it said, you report you've got tennis elbow on your right arm, don't lift anything heavy, and I shouldn't go to work for a fortnight. Christ. I thought, I wonder how good that machine is. I'll mix up a bit of a concoction just to see how good that machine is. Well, I went in yesterday, I took a bit of tap water and put it in the saucepan, then I got my wife to piss a little drop in, and my daughter, then I got a bit of dog shit and put in with that. Then I had a wank in it. Then I put in a bit of gravy to give it a bit of colour. And a few hundreds and thousands. And I went in yesterday and I put it in, and the report came up. Do not drink your tap water. It's not fit for human consumption. I suggest you buy your water in bottles from Tesco's. Your wife is pregnant with twins, and they're not yours. See a lawyer. Your daughter is on cocaine, and she should be in rehab. Your dog has got distemper, and he needs medication. And if you don't stop wanking, your tennis elbow will never clear up. Then it says, thanks for shopping in Tesco's. Every little helps. But me brother, I came in some money, little gentleman, and he lives over in Canada, and I've never met him. He's older than me, and he was gone before I was old enough to remember him, but I came in some money, and I rang him up, and I said, I've come in some money, and you're my only blood relation. I'd like to spend the rest of my life with you, and I got enough money for us both. I want you to come on over to and live with me. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that nice? He said, well, I can't come out. I said, why not? He said, I'm in a hell of a state. He said, you had never seen me, but he said, I only got one ear. And he said, about the size of a dustbin lid. And he said, also, there's only one eye, and that's right in the middle of my head, big as a saucer. I said, well, that won't make any difference. He said, well, it's more than that. He said, my head is on backwards, so when I walk backwards, I swing my arm forwards. Christ said, I only got one leg. I said, don't worry anything about it. I said, just send a photograph so I'll recognize you at the airport. But ladies and gentlemen, because they've asked me tonight if I sing a beautiful song. Well, a lot of you know I'm a beautiful singer, and I was orchestrated as a child. But I never sung till I was 59. Then we lost the lock on the toilet door. And you had to sing then to warn everybody else there was somebody in having the plop plop. And we used to have to keep the door shut with your foot. I still do that, you know. I did that in Wimborne and the door opened out. But I've been asked to sing a beautiful song, and it's a song written by my plumber. And he's been married now for 18 years. And his wife has gone off with another man, and he's very, very down. But to take his mind off the woman he loved so much, what he's done is started writing songs, and he's written these beautiful songs, and he's combined his plumbing with his songwriting. And he's written a beautiful song, and it's called It's Overflow.